In a small African village, a church stood tall. But behind it was a door that should have never been opened.
The room behind the church. Reddit Realms, African Chronicles. I watched the old woman's body twist on the ground like a snake. Her bones cracked loud as she laughed with her mouth wide open, eyes rolled to the back. And the worst part, she was pointing straight at me. This happened when I was 17, back in 2012, in my small hometown in Nigeria. I won't say exactly where, but it's one of those places where everyone knows everyone, and the church is the biggest building in town. I wasn't the church type, but my mom forced me to go every Sunday. She believed the pastor could see into people's souls. I thought it was just noise, but I still went to avoid her shouting. That year, something changed in the church. It started when the pastor came back from a spiritual journey to a mountain in the east. When he returned, he looked different. He didn't smile anymore. His eyes were always red, like he hadn't slept. And he kept talking about a cleansing that must happen before December. One Sunday after service, he called for a few of us teens to help clean the church compound. I didn't want to go, but again, Nigerian moms. I followed. There were 6 of us. The pastor told us to start from the back area where old church materials were kept. It was a small, locked room right behind the main church hall. Nobody really went there. When we asked for the key, he looked at us and said, "There's no key. The door will open when it's time." We thought he was joking. But when we got there, one of the guys, Chuka, just touched the handle and it clicked open. Just like that, the air from inside was cold. And I don't mean AC cold. It was the kind that touches your bones. That room didn't even have windows. We stepped inside. It was dark, but there was a strange red glow coming from a lamp in the corner. There were mats on the floor, and what looked like symbols drawn on the walls in white chalk. Some looked like snakes. Some looked like eyes. One of the girls, Amoka, said, "This doesn't feel right." Chuka laughed it off, but I could see he was forcing it. We cleaned the place fast. Nobody wanted to spend more time there than needed. But just as we were about to leave, Amoka tripped on something under the mat. We lifted it, and saw a wooden hatch. It had a chain on it, like it was locked from the outside. We should have left it alone. But curiosity won. Chuka broke the chain with a metal pole, and we pulled the hatch open. It was a staircase going underground. We stared at it for a long time. Then Chuka, again being the brave fool, said he would go down just to see what's there. We all begged him not to. But he laughed and disappeared into the hole. We waited. 1 minute. 5 minutes. Nothing. Then we heard screaming. It wasn't Chuka's voice. It was a woman. Wailing. Like something from a horror film. Then we heard Chuka shout, "Close it. Close it now." We tried to shut the hatch, but something was pushing back from inside. Heavy. Then we saw a hand shoot out. Not Chuka's. It was old, dark, and covered in what looked like dried blood. We screamed and ran. We told the pastor everything. He just looked at us quietly and then said, "You have invited her out." We didn't know what he meant. We just wanted someone to go check on Chuka. He told us to go home and not speak about it to anyone. Chuka didn't come back that night. Or the next. The police got involved, but the pastor told them Chuka ran away during cleaning. We knew it was a lie. We told them about the hatch, but when they searched the church, the room was empty. No mats. No drawings. No hatch. Just plain cement floor. I started having nightmares. Every night, I saw Chuka standing at the end of my bed, mouth stitched shut, eyes bleeding. He didn't move. Just stared. Amoka couldn't sleep either. She told me she saw the same dream. So did the others. Then, 2 weeks later, during Sunday service, an old woman started shouting in the middle of prayers. She wasn't a member, nobody knew her. She walked to the altar, dropped to the ground, and started twisting like her bones were made of rubber. People started running. She laughed and pointed at each of us that had opened that room. When she got to me, she stopped laughing. She said, "He is mine now. You broke the chain." Then she collapsed. She died right there. They said it was a seizure. But I know what I saw. After that, the pastor left town. Disappeared. They said he went for another journey, but nobody saw him again. Weeks later, Chuka's body was found in a bush, far outside the village. His mouth was sewn shut with thread, just like in the dreams. No blood, no signs of struggle, just there. We never talked about it again. Most of the group moved out of town eventually. I did too. It's been years. I still don't go near churches, but sometimes, when it's really quiet at night, I still hear her laugh.
Some doors stay closed for a reason. Some chains were never meant to be broken. If you enjoyed this true African horror, subscribe for more terrifying tales you won't hear anywhere else. African Chronicles. And the next story might be closer to home than you think.